Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Culture and Beyond with Nikes. If you're new here, my name is Nikes. I am a French teacher, mom, and immigrant living in the US. In my last video, we explored how the US healthcare system works, especially for newcomers like students or even workers. If you have not seen that yet, I recommend starting there. It gives you an overview of how the system is set up and how it's so different from other countries. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description. But today in part 2, we are going deeper. We are going to break down all the real life terms that you will hear and see all the time. Things like premium, copay, deductible, and how these actually play out when you go to see a doctor or when you get a bill. Trust me, understanding these can save you a lot of stress and money. Imagine you just arrived in the US and signed up for health insurance. Well, here is what a month or even a year could look like, step by step. Now let's start with what we call premium or monthly premium. This is the amount that you pay every month, whether you get sick or not, whether you visit the doctor or not. It's more like a subscription to keep yourself insured. Let's say it's $200 that you need to pay every month. If you're a worker, then your employer might pay part of it, and the rest will automatically come out of your paycheck. For students, there are always cheaper options. I remember when I was still a student, I only had to pay $7 a month, like I said in the previous video, and that amount is taken out of your paycheck before you even receive it. As a teaching assistant, once I received my paycheck, the $7 had already been taken out of it. Now, let's move to the second term, the copay. Now, the copay applies to every doctor visit. So each time there's a need for you to see a doctor, there is this default amount that you have to pay, and you pay it on the spot. This amount is not standard. It depends on your plan. So let's say, for example, your copay is $25. Each time you will need to see the doctor, you will need to pay $25 on the spot before you meet him. That's called copay. So the copay applies to doctor visits. It also applies to prescriptions. If after seeing a doctor, there is any need for you to take medication, well, there is an amount that you will have to pay before the insurance takes care of the balance. It doesn't matter how much the medication costs. Let's say your copay for a prescription is $10. Each time you get a prescription, all you have to pay is $10, and the insurance kicks in and pays the balance. Each time you need to see a doctor, all you have to pay on the spot before seeing the doctor is going to be $25, and it doesn't matter how much that visit is going to cost, the insurance is going to kick in and take care of the rest. Now, let's move to our third term of the day, deductible. The deductible is the yearly amount that you must pay before your insurance starts helping to settle your bills. Let's go back to our previous scenario. You got sick, you needed to see a doctor, so you booked an appointment. When you got to the hospital, you had to pay the copay, $25, in order to be able to meet the doctor, to talk to the doctor. During that visit, you had to do some scans or lab tests or even ultrasound. Well, at the end of the day, you will be receiving a bill. Once you receive the bill, the amount on the bill tells you if you will be covering it alone or with the help of your insurance. Now, let's say your yearly deductible is $1,000. Well, if the bill is $500, you will be paying that by yourself. If your bill is $1,000, you will be covering that by yourself. But if your bill is anything above $1,000, well, all you have to cover is $1,000, because once you do that, your deductible would have been met, and then the insurance can come in and help. Now, if your bill was $1,500, you covered $1,000 and you have $500 left. Now, we will have a new term that comes in play. It is called co-insurance. Whatever is left once you have met your deductible has to be split between yourself and your insurance. Now, your co-insurance is the percentage that you pay once your deductible has been met. So if your plan states that you pay 20% and the insurance company pays 80%, well, you will be paying 20% of $500 and your insurance company will be paying 80% of $500. I know, all of this sounds crazy, but we have one last term for today, and it is the out-of-pocket max. This is the maximum amount of money that you can spend on yourself when it comes to your health in a year. Once you have met this amount, whatever bill you get, whatever doctor's visit you have, whatever prescription is covered 100% by your health insurance. As always, it all depends on the plan that you chose. So let's say in your plan, your out-of-pocket max is $2,000. Once you've met that amount, everything else is covered for the rest of the year. Now, how do you get that amount? This amount includes your copays, which is the doctor's visits and prescriptions that you pay for. It equally includes your bills. So once all of this money reaches $2,000, for that year, you will be fully covered by your insurance if you need to go to the hospital to see the doctor, if you get a prescription, or if you get a medical bill. One important thing that I almost left out is be careful which hospital you go to. If you need to go to a hospital, make sure it is within your insurance network. So we have the terms in network and out of network. If you go to a hospital that is in your insurance network, then everything will go smoothly and you pay, the amounts that are stated in your plan. But if you find yourself in a hospital out of that network, things can get really complicated since your insurance does not partner with that hospital. The amounts that you need to pay may vary, or they may not even be covered by your insurance. Guys, understanding these terms will save you money, stress, and confusion. So here are some of the tips that I have for you. Make sure you keep track of your monthly expenses, especially when it comes to out-of-pocket max and deductibles, to know how far you've gone. And don't be afraid to call your insurance to ask questions. That's why they are there. Did you learn something today? Let me know in the comments. And share this video with someone who just moved to the US or someone who just needs help navigating health insurance. And don't forget to subscribe. Together we learn, grow, and thrive. See you in the next video.